Hi, Pleasant Hill. This is Connie Whitlock, and I was waiting to have this all kind of neatly and well put together, be in the studio, and give you some, I don't know, feedback or information on the council minutes or council meeting that I went on Monday night. I'm going to start going. My husband Bob wanted to go to the council meeting, and so I went with him. And I'm like, okay, we'll start covering it and talking about it. I got to be upfront with you. There are some things I need to research and fully understand. I'm kind of this perfectionist in this way, where if it's not perfect, I don't like to present it. So I'm really vulnerable at this point because I'm just going to throw things out there, and then every 2 weeks I'm going to build on my knowledge about things. So if you have any information, you could go to phmomag@gmail.com and I will start checking those. So still working on things, but here it is. Okay, I'm going to read it because it's just better than me just babbling. So from major water system upgrades to new park rules and the homecoming parade, the Pleasant Hill City Council packed a lot into their August 11th meeting. Here's what you need to know. First up, water and sewer improvements. The council approved Bill 2526, authorizing a $3.3 million draw from the $10 million in bonds voters approved last year. So you remember you guys voted yes, right? Because we wanted all this infrastructure, right? The pipes and everything fixed. This money will fund 13 infrastructure projects, replacing aging and undersized water lines, fixing low pressure problems, and adding a backup water feed to District 1. The city's financial advisor noted Pleasant Hill earned an A bond rating. Now, with that A bond rating, it's not like getting an A on a test. There's actually better ratings. There's AA, AAA. This is just saying that we trust you enough to give you a good rate, right? You're medium sized, but you still have some vulnerabilities. So let's just keep this kind of honest. So that's what that means. And you can look more up on Google, obviously. So say we're going to call it above the US average, but after this draw, $4.2 million remains available for future projects. There's a lot more details in that I would love to cover, but I don't think I can keep your attention for half an hour right this second like this, me babbling like this. Next, mark your calendars for the homecoming parade. It's set for Friday, September 26th. The route will follow last year's path, starting at the high school and ending near the police department. Street closures will affect Lake, Myrtle, Veterans, Cedar, and Locust. The parade's approval is contingent on securing a MoDOT permit to cross Highway 7. I wasn't quite sure if that was because of the work they're doing on Highway 7 or if we always need a MoDOT permit, which I think we always need a MoDOT permit. Whether we've done that in the past, I don't know. It was kind of something I didn't quite understand and forgot to ask, so maybe I'll ask that. I don't know how important that really is. The council also heard a fleet management update. Yawn. I fell asleep practically during this one, but it's still interesting. I started digging through some of the details, and I'll have more for you later. There are some things, not a lot, but there are some things from Enterprise. Since 2021, the average age of city vehicles has dropped from 9 years to about 4, so that's good, saving on fuel and maintenance. Just in the past year, 3 vehicles sold above market value, bringing in nearly $100,000 for the city. Like I said, there's a lot that I don't understand there that I'm going to start digging. And if you can help me dig, phmomag@gmail.com, or you can throw me a PM. On public safety, Pleasant Hill accepted a $9,600 grant to purchase 2 permanently mounted solar-powered, speed limit signs. Their locations will be determined based on traffic and safety data. So you'll see more signs telling you how fast you're going. Finally, park regulations are changing. Now, this was the interesting one. I don't know how this is going to go. Smoking will only be allowed in specifically designated areas, with City Lake being less restrictive. And pets will no longer be allowed at the Pleasant Hill Recreation Complex or on the turf playground at City Park, which the impression that I got was that they were concerned about the new turf, the AstroTurf that they're putting on the complexes in the park. Now, they don't want you to have dogs on the grass that's trying to grow, right? They just planted, but after a while, I think they don't care. One of the council members was concerned about the public feedback on this one. You know, a lot of people have dogs in Pleasant Hill. You have, I'm kind of gathering that the residential area around the city park, the ones that have dogs are used to going to the city park, bringing their dogs, blah, blah, blah. I don't know how they're going to feel about that. I don't know how they're going to feel about, there are places that actually put AstroTurf for pets so they stay off the grass. But they have their reasons. It's expensive, maintenance is high, and they're short-staffed for that kind of maintenance. So from what I understand. So I might be wrong, but I don't think I am. The goal is to protect the turf fields and keep facilities clean, though council members stress the need for better public education to explain the reasons behind the rules. There you go. So that's everything I just said. One more item was on the agenda, approving a contract of microsealing 155th Street, but that discussion wasn't included in the portion of the meeting we reviewed. So there you go. So that's just a recap and my babbling, and there you go. Thinking about how to podcast some of this. Every 2 weeks I will show up. This will develop. I just want to start throwing it out, letting you know what's going on. I know everybody can't be at the council meetings, but wouldn't it be fun if more people showed up, you know? Then afterwards we could all talk, right? Maybe we could all meet up at my place on First Street and talk about it, podcast or whatever. I don't know. We'll talk later.